to have a proven playbook already, like it's a no-brainer. I do retention full time. My goal is always, how do you give customers the greatest experience once you're already in your funnel? And I pretty much exhausted every other avenue. This was years ago when I first heard about PostPilot. I'd exhausted email and SMS, but not every customer still responds to like the framework of an email or an SMS. Like at some point, like we had to think outside the box. And that's where, when I heard about PostPilot a couple of years ago, I'm getting a direct mail. My first impression was like, back when obviously we were all kids, that's what we all got. But then I was like, does it actually work? And it turns out that human nature still loves the idea of getting a postcard in the mail. And especially if it's something you like or you did like in the past, you're going to use it. So was any other company even like thought of for direct mail? Absolutely not. Because I think that PostPilot has already done a great job of like not only hiring the right people, but like creating the great experience across the board. Something that PostPilot does, I think, really, really well that I really appreciate is that when you sign on, I believe with certain plans, you get a Slack channel, like a dedicated Slack channel with a rep. Game changing across the board. So no, absolutely not. And I don't think really candidly anyone could beat the experience that you get with PostPilot from the people perspective inside the team as well. Your digital inbox, whether it's your email, your text, or all of that, like it's constantly now full because you made decisions to sign up for a bunch of stuff. But what's crazy is your mailbox half the time is not, which is also now wild. And so what we did utilizing those cards, and I think a lot of brands in the supplement space and the nutrition space are not doing it. And I encourage everyone to do it because again, like not everyone's customers are the same, which is exciting, but it's just an untapped market right now, especially in the health and wellness space of just like something that getting a postcard for something that you used to like, but maybe you forgot about or haven't seen in a while. Maybe, and social media is obviously always impacted too with the algorithms. It puts so many people back in the top of funnel. Our Black Friday was fantastic. And that led into the new year, new you, which was that we needed to start 2026 off on a bang. And I believe our ROAS was something like 30x or some nonsense across that board. And I checked everything, like it's the way it's done, like the way the attribution all checked out, like it was legit, which was incredible. And so ultimately for us, what it did was it kickstarted our top of funnel again, which was massive. And so obviously our big focus for every brand right now is acquisition, but from the retention side, like we have every silo, we have our emails and our SMS, and we are using PostPilot really just to see where it falls in between the three of the email and SMS. It used to be like everyone would die hard email. Your email's not dead, your content just sucks. Well, whatever. SMS, again, only a certain group signs up for that. But with PostPilot, it's everybody. If you've made a purchase, it's everybody, which is great for us. It targets anyone we want to from a segmentation standpoint. So then once we proved concept, we got to move into this really fun next phase, which was essentially to treat it like an email and SMS, where it's like if they open an email and they don't convert or they unsubscribed from email, that was a great one that I actually got from your PostPilot team, was that they unsubscribed, we can send them a postcard. And that was just brilliant. Like that was such a good idea. And so it allows so many more mechanisms and more opportunity to be utilized to pull the customers back into the top of funnel and get them going back through the systems that essentially they don't probably even remember because they haven't been around in, depending on what your segmentation was. I think there's sometimes an arrogancy with like marketers that we have to come up with all of it ourselves. And like for me, I'm just doing what the PostPilot team tells me to do half the time. Like the designs, like our vice president Caleb does, and then like the offers, our head of acquisition plays a role. Joe Perry, he plays a role in this as well, which is massive. But like I just do what our team tells us to do and kind of the roadmap that's already been laid because you guys have all the data from other niches and all of that, and that's the best part of it. To have a proven playbook already, like it's a no-brainer. And I think it's also too is you also have to be humble enough to be like, oh okay, like just let them do their thing. The PostPilot team has really been able to encapsulate what our brand is through the examples we sent first. And I think that was something that we did really well in the beginning, was that we designed the first 2 rounds, I think, and then the PostPilot team just saw what we did and emulated that, but made it essentially elevated that. So now we just make changes that are small and whatever, but most of the time it's perfect. So yeah, kudos to the design team and just really making it on brand focused, but also really willing to take risks inside that process as well for the results. In this day and age, if you're not willing to try new things, your competitors are, and you're going to lose. Take the step, add another bridge or another vein of your customer journey and add that third element to your retention, your PostPilot, and it will do wonders. Because at the end of the day, the game now is touch points. How much can you touch a customer so they see you against all your other competitors? If you won't, somebody else will, which is why even like Axe and Sledge this year, we're up 30% on the year compared to last year because we've launched all these new facets, and PostPilot being a massive one of those. And again, my competitors will lose because I'm doing things they won't. So don't be the competitor. Do other things, and especially for the price, like it's worth every dollar.